make one thing very, very, very clear. We are going to do everything in our power to make sure Kamala Harris doesn't win. Vote for, if you want Donald Trump to win, say that. Bitch, I will vote for Satan if I have to. Remember, no one's free until we're all free. And we can't protect ourselves if we can't protect each other. This is the time for all the minorities, all the movements, all the working class to come together and really build power and really fight against the fascism that's been here, but finally popping its head out and being loud and proud about it. And unless we do something, really come together, it's gonna get real bad.
Right quick, you all tell me if you remember the following.
Vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
So that was a member of the Muslim American community there in Dearborn, Michigan, who told us if we voted for Kamala Harris, that we were not welcome in their community. And that was because of stances over Gaza.
I came home the day I met Trump, and I gave my son a MAGA hat, and I said, I guess we're there. And he said, ew. His first words to me were, ew. I said, but Baba, he said he's gonna stop the war. And he said, okay, that's it. Give me that hat. We're voting for Trump. And that's the sentiment, not just of an 8-year-old, but of an entire community. If you're gonna stop the war, even if I don't like you, I'm on your team.
Big news, guys. President Donald Trump just announced and told the Prime Minister of Israel that he needs to stop the war on Gaza by the time he gets into the office, which is in less than 3 months. This is such a wonderful news. It truly made my day that it might be true and it might not be one of those fake promises. And I'm really hoping by the end of 2024 will also be the end of war and torture in Gaza and to Palestinian people. If this will be the case, 2025 will be the most joyful year for all of us as Muslims. And also, I truly think that Trump deserves more credit because of this than we might give to him. So hopefully, President Donald Trump, please stay on your promises and deliver to it and not make it only a fake promise.
Recently, something interesting has been happening. Some Somali voices are now asking Black Americans for forgiveness. They are admitting that in the past, they have been insult, denial, and saying Black Americans are not African or not truly Black people. Now, the message is changing now. Let's come together, let's work as a team. But for many, many people watching this, there is a question in the air. All right? Is this really unity or is just words? I have clips here. Watch them. I'll come back and talk about the video. I'm your host. Let's react on this channel and let's see how it goes.
Called Arab Americans for Trump just announced that they will be changing their name to Arab Americans for Peace after Donald Trump proposed taking over Gaza and redeveloping it to turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. So here's what the group's leader said as to why they are dropping the for Trump from their name and changing it to for Peace. Quote, the talk about what the president wants to do with Gaza, obviously, we're completely opposed to the idea of the transfer of Palestinians from anywhere in historic Palestine. And so we did not want to be behind the curve in terms of pushing for peace, because that has been our objective from the very beginning. Yet, if that was your objective from the beginning, then why were you supporting a guy who wanted to enact a Muslim ban and who was so transparently obvious, inciting completely against the Palestinian people? Like, whether or not you supported Kamala Harris was one thing, but there is no denying that she was more benevolent to the Palestinian people than Donald Trump. It's unfortunate that it took Donald Trump saying he wants to level Gaza for this group to realize that supporting Donald Trump may not have been in the best interests of the Palestinian people.
Right quick, you all tell me if you remember the following.
Vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
So that was a member of the Muslim American community there in Dearborn, Michigan, who told us if we voted for Kamala Harris, that we were not welcome in their community. And that was because of stances over Gaza. Right? Well, yeah, this is going to be kind of awkward. Hold on.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible.
That's a fact.
Hold on. He's not finished.
People of the area, do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
So this your man's, right? This your man's here talking about turning a demolition site into the Riviera of the Mideast. And those of us who stood with you, you told us we wouldn't welcome in your community if we didn't vote for your man's here, or Jill Stein, right? Question, where's Jill Stein now? Well, she doesn't seem to be answering the phone right now. And while I will never be okay with the carpet bombing of children, I will say this. If you all need any help in the community you told us we wasn't welcome to, since Jill Stein isn't answering, remember, you can always call Ghostbusters.
Apologies can open.
Hey, I'm a Palestine supporter, and there are a few very important things I'd like to discuss. I've been hearing horror stories about how some, not all, some Palestine supporters are treating members of the black community. They're basically making fun of them, talking crap about them, and then, get this. After all that, having the audacity to ask them to speak up for Palestine.
Has already been done to someone.
That is shameful. It is absolutely disgusting. And mind you, these people that are doing all this racist nonsense are literally like, they would never show up for black people. And they're asking black people to show up for Palestine. Like, are you stupid? Is there a screw loose up here? Like,
remember, no one's free until we're all free. And we can't protect ourselves if we can't protect each other. This is the time for all the minorities, all the movements, all the work.
But didn't you...
We are going to do everything in our power to make sure Kamala Harris doesn't win. Vote for, if you want to vote Donald Trump.
No, I don't know if black people holistically have told you. We done with that holding hands and being side by side and going against the grain. That's over. And a lot of y'all thought it was a joke. A lot of y'all thought it was a game after the election. Everybody from that movement was like, oh, that's just black people online. They don't represent the whole black community. You sure about that now? Because they saying it in real life too. Real bad. Again, you want any type of black solidarity, any type of black anything, you need to clock that anti-blackness. We've been telling y'all this for 6-7 months, and you guys still continue to not listen. You called a black woman outside of her name, and then you try to justify it by saying she's a war criminal when she ain't. She was just the vice president of the United States of America. You're a misogynist, and you're anti-blackness is why you didn't vote for her. You sat here and said out your mouth, I'd rather vote for Satan himself than vote for Kamala Harris. Well, Satan is in the office now. He's in the White House now. Now what? Now what? You sitting here talking about some, in order for, if you really want to be a revolutionary, you telling black people, you as an Arab man is telling black people, if you want to be a true revolutionary, you can't sit here and play the two-party system. You don't even go to Trump rallies and disturb their peace. Hell, matter of fact, most of your people don't even attend Trump rallies and protest them. How you gonna sit here and tell black people how to be revolutionaries? Y'all on y'all own. Dead ass.
gentle reminder. If you are a Palestine supporter, you don't support the black community, or you're racist towards black people, or you talk crap about black people, Palestinians don't want you. The liberation of Palestine is not just about Palestine, it's about liberation for all people. So if you're racist at all, we don't want you. I will acknowledge that Arabs can be very racist towards black people. I'm Arab myself. It's a known fact, and it's very embarrassing. So if you're racist towards black people, Palestine doesn't want you, nor do they need you.
Has anybody heard from the Muslim leaders from Hamtramck and Dearborn, Michigan? The mayor of Hamtramck, you know, the one that started praising and kissing Donald Trump's ass just before the election and said because of Trump's promise to protect Gaza and the Palestinians, everybody should vote for Donald Trump. And he got a whole lot of the Muslim community around Detroit to vote for Donald Trump. I'm just wondering if anybody heard from those leaders. I mean, after Donald Trump came and made the token visit to tell them sweet lies so that they could sell out their own people, they went on the local news channels and told Detroiters, vote for Donald Trump, don't vote for Kamala Harris. Because he stands for Palestine, he stands for peace in that whole conflict. And you could see the sliminess of these leaders, these men who persuaded much of their community to vote for Trump. Has anybody heard from them? I just want to know, has anybody heard? Because Trump barely won Michigan. Had they not followed these shady, slimy leaders, those in the Muslim community, maybe Kamala Harris would have at least won Michigan. But I just want to know, where are they? They're not on our news stations tonight talking about Donald Trump's press conference to take over Gaza. They're not on the news channels here in Detroit. They were all over the place, just like that, when they could be to promote Donald Trump. But where are they tonight? I want to know where the fuck they are.
First, let's all of us be honest with each other and let's be real. There has been tension in the world. Somali individual have at a time distanced themselves from black identity. Words were said, lines were drawn, and those things don't just disappear. So when people apologize now, they don't land. They don't land the same for everyone, because respect is not something you just switch and off and on like lights in the house. It should be built over time. Now, on the other side, there are Somali who genuinely want unity. They see shared struggles. They see how black people globally have faced discrimination, pressure, and misunderstanding. And they are saying, it's time to move differently. That matters for real. Because growth starts with acknowledging each other or the mistakes and everything. But here is where the concern comes in. Where was the energy before? Where was this whole thinking before? Because unity is strongest when it shows up during difficult times. When people are now being targeted, when voices are now needing support, not just when it are convenient. That's why people are now feeling like that they are unsure about this whole thing. It's not about rejecting the apology. It's about questioning the timing and the consistency of all these things. There is also a deeper issue: identity. Somali are African. That's a fact. But identity is complex. Culture, history, language, these things are shaped how people see themselves, And sometimes those differences have created a distance instead of connection. But at the same time, when discrimination happens globally, many outsiders don't take those distinctions. They see black. And that shared experience creates connection whether people accept it or not. So the real opportunity is here. Let's grow together. Not forced unity, not ignoring the past, but learning from it. Because unity is not just saying we are the same. It's about showing respect and standing together and being consistent. And that takes effort from both sides. Feel me? Apologies can open doors, I know, but actions are what keeps those doors open. This moment could be a chance for real understanding, or it could fade away like many years before this whole thing happened. So it all depends on what happens next. Let me ask you one thing: can unity be real if only we showed up after damages has already been done to someone, or they are messing up with us? God bless you and peace be with you. I'm out. Let's react. Keep on subscribing, keep on sharing the video here. Subscribe here and God bless you.